Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I am going to show you how to read data from a CSV using a PowerShell script. So in the previous video we created a PowerShell script that writes data to a CSV, and we were using the import-csv command. So I created a script named read CSV. In the previous video I created a script.ps1, but now I changed the name so to understand what it does. So what we are going to be doing is we will be reading data from this data.csv file and customizing that for our need. So the command that we will be using is the import-csv. So in the previous video we were writing data using the export-csv. So we were exporting data to the CSV file, and the import-csv is used to read data from a CSV file. So if I try that in the PowerShell, so that is the import-csv, and let's read the data.csv file. Now as you can see, it automatically displays that CSV file in a formatted way. So how we can customize this for ourselves? So let's get into it. First I will create a variable. Let's call it csv underscore file and assign that to the data.csv. That is our file we will be storing getting data from. So we will be reading that file. So, and now as I tried it in the terminal, we can use import-csv, that is right here, and then passing the file name, which is csv underscore file. And if I save this and try it in the terminal, that is read csv, and it displays that. So now let's say I want to display only the age or the name and address, or just the age. How we can customize that? So to do that we can we can directly pass the header. So if I hover over this import CSV, here we might find the header. So that is right here, the header, and here we can pass the header that we want. So we can pass array. So that is a header, and we have name, age, and address here. So let's say I want to read just name and address. So we can do that just by passing the field's name, header's field name. So that is name and address. And if I save this and execute the same script in the terminal, it reads age actually. So if I pass comma, oh, so that is, you will have to pass the fields that are over there, like just we did in the bash script. So we have three headers, name, age, and address. So we will have to pass three headers. I was considering this like we can just pass the names and it will automatically return that. But if I change the name, let's try it. If I change it to something, let's say something, and execute the script. Oh yeah, so it automatically assigned this. Now we have the name, age, and address. We can store this to the. So what I'm trying to say is we can as we can see, we are able to read data from that CSV. So now let's say I want to read just a specific data. Let's say I want to print a specific data. I want to have access to a specific data in this CSV. Let's say I want the data of Ali. So how we can do that? To do that, we will assign this to a variable. Let's call it employee underscore data, that is employee data, and then this will have the same object, the same CSV data that we have right here. So if I write hosted, it will automatically print the same data. But I want to loop to this and get the exact data that I want. So what we can do is we can ask user to input a name, and then we will, based on the user input, we will display that user information to the user to the terminal. So let's call it use the input underscore user, and we will read host, and we will enter like enter employee, let's say employee name, and we have an employee name, so we can use it. Now first we need to loop through the each record in that CSV, so that we can use, let's say $I and the emp underscore data. So for each record for each row in that CSV, let's execute the loop. So now if I write host the I variable, it will have each record in that CSV. So let's comment this line for now, and let's execute the script again. As you can see, it created objects containing each row of that CSV. So now let's ask user to input some data, um, to input the employee name, sorry, and based on that name we will be searching for the name that the user had entered, and we will be displaying only that record to the terminal. And to access these fields or these attributes of this object, we can use the period or dot. So if I type I.name and execute the same script again, let's comment this one and execute this. As you can see, it displays only the names, so we can use the dot to access the fields or the attributes of uh, that object. So now we will need to compare, like we will need to check if the $i.name is equal to the user input name. So that is input underscore user, select username, and if that is the case, then go ahead and echo that. Otherwise, you can use echo, we can use the right host, but the right host is much better than the echo, so we can pass. So now let's try it. We will only display the record that matches that username that is entered by the user command line. So let's try it. Let's say Ali, and we got an error. So I think we can't use the comparison operator like this. We can use the echo, that is equal. So we have like less than and greater than. We have equal, and executing the same script again into Ali, and here we go. We are only displaying the object that matches uh, that variable that is asked, or that matches that data that is asked or entered by the command line user. So now we have access to all the data based on the user input. We can ask the same thing for age and the same thing for the address as well. So that's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. In the next video, we will be like updating data into that CSV. That will be like complete code in a PowerShell with CSV.